An interesting new study just dropped on how doctors perform using ChatGPT. The results are pretty surprising and not for the reasons that you might think. The study involves 50 doctors, half of which are given traditional tools to do a diagnosis, and the other half are given ChatGPT to assist with the diagnosis. And then those diagnoses are given an overall score. So let's look at the results. Physicians with ChatGPT scored on average 76 versus physicians with traditional methods scoring 74. So roughly a 2 percentage point difference. Not that big of a difference, not statistically significant. So we can conclude that ChatGPT wasn't really much help here. And the researchers suggest that that's probably due to a lack of training. Physicians aren't necessarily trained on how to use ChatGPT, and if you use it just as a search engine, you're not really going to get the most out of it. And that echoes some of the work that I've done on the Gen AI adoption front. You really need to train people on how to use this tool. But the big surprise is right here with ChatGPT scoring 92% on its own, relative to roughly 75% for the doctors. And so this is raising some really interesting questions. Now, it's worth noting that this is a small study, 50 participants, so we shouldn't read too much into it. But I think it highlights two key points that I'm seeing in the generative AI adoption trend. Number one is that training is essential. People need to learn how to effectively use these tools. ChatGPT isn't just a search engine, it's a new type of tool. And to unlock its full potential, users need to be properly trained. Number two is that certain functions in critical fields will likely be replaced by LLMs. Think about it. Before calculators, people performed complex calculations manually. Now calculators handle that work with ease. Similarly, LLMs with their vast memory and processing capabilities may take over certain functions. In this case, diagnosing, for instance. Diagnosing involves reviewing a patient's history, medical information, and personal experience, a process that is heavily reliant on memory and pattern recognition. LLMs are really good at these tasks, and so why rely on humans alone for this? I think what we're going to see is the rise of LLM-powered systems leading the diagnostic process or other similar types of process, with humans stepping in to verify and refine the results. But the default will likely start with an LLM-driven system. Interesting study. I'm curious to hear what you think. Feel free to drop your thoughts below, and I'll drop the link to the study in the comment section.